We'll take it away. To start to. Okay, we're going to call the meeting to order. You have a quorum. And just get your owner comments first. Okay. Owners would like to make comments.
Yes, we.
I'm Michael Carberry, C-A-R-B-R-E-Y, and it is 107 Celebration Avenue, number 204.
That sounds familiar then.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it? First thing is, thank you all. We are swimmers, and so we go to the pool. The pool is wonderful. It's, when you get used to it, it's warm enough, but it's very nice. And then the maintenance on it is doing very well. I know there are some problems that people are working through. What we're here is to ask a couple of questions, make a few statements. One of which is that we know that they have to clean the area and they are whistleblowers and they do an excellent job. Our problem is that they're using the big gas-powered things that, as we are swimming, is that we get to ingest all of the fumes from either that's coming from the park or from around the pool itself. So we have been told that we were to come here and bring it up with you all, and we know there's a maintenance issue, perhaps maintenance versus Parks and Rec. We've also been told that maintenance or Parks and Rec, you guys find out who's that, has 3 or 4 electric blowers that are used primarily up at the big fields up behind the library. Is there any chance that we could perhaps try using those blowers there? So that's better for my lungs. It's also better for them who's using it because they're not wearing earmuffs and they're breathing that stuff more than we are. And at least 45 minutes a day. So we're here, we know it's a first world problem that someone's making too much noise at our pool. We know it's a first world problem, but if you just try and see whether or not there's a possibility that if they have those, can we try those for a while? And we've heard 3 reasons that they don't want to use them. Reason number 1, they don't work. Well, of course they do. You may not have the right one. But of course they do. I found them online, but have a 250 mile an hour wind coming out of it, and the ones that they're using is 150. So I can find it online, okay? Secondly, the batteries don't last long. Of course they don't. If you use the wrong battery, or if you use the small battery, it's the same as your phone. It's not gonna work right. The third reason that we heard, which was interesting, was Broward County tried this, and they decided to go away from it. And I'm sorry, I'm an Osceola. And I just think being able to use the ones that you have, if you have them, would be, you know, a nice trial to see.
Well, I appreciate you speaking, Michael. That is correct. We in Parks and Rec have 2 electric blowers. We bought them for the complex to leaf blow the sidewalks. As far as the actual gas blowers, it is a maintenance team that does cleaning. Danny meets with the maintenance manager once a week on Mondays, I believe, or Tuesdays. So we'll bring it up to their attention to see if they need to borrow our blowers.
Yeah, that's where you see you could put, they have keys to everything. You can put them in all those signs that says do not enter and all the other signs where you have a hot air blowing out because we're chilling some sort of computer system. They got electric plugs everywhere.
Of course, yeah.
If I've worked in healthcare for about 50 years or longer, and you have no idea the fights that go on between departments inside a hospital.
Yeah.
I understand that. You know, but if you have them, can we use them? If they work, can we make it more permanent? Thanks.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Yeah, so we're together. My name's Nina Schwitters. I live at 1589 Castile Street. There's about 8 of us that swim 6 a.m. to about 8:30 at Spring Park Pool and Lakeside when something goes, you know, something, we have to go to the other pool. And when they're blowing the gas, it burns your throat when it comes into the pool, which can't be healthy, the carbon monoxide. So we're asking we're not asking them to stop their work because they have to get it done, but just use a different tool. They're also blowing all that junk into the pool, into your lungs and to their own lungs. So it's really pretty, from a health standpoint, it's probably not a good idea for them or anybody that's around. So if they can make that small adjustment, we would gratefully appreciate it. We were pretty consistent with our swim. And we know they need to get their job done, but it's not just the noise, it's what's coming into the pool, into our lungs from a health standpoint. It's also, the bad health issues with carbon monoxide, we all know, it just can go on and on and on. And those workers are every day, they're using those, it's not really good. It's just blowing right back into them. So we appreciate you listening to us. This was the first place we were told to come and kind of ask for your help. We've asked the workers, but they're just doing what is on their checklist for the day. Yeah, so we really appreciate you listening and taking the time for us.
Make sure it is clear. We have no problem
Yes.
with the workers. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're very pleasant, they're very considerate of us, so I don't want anybody to come and say they're complaining about you or complaining about the equipment.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Do you need me to stay?
Thank you.
Talk to you guys later. Joe, did you want to say anything? Owner's comment?
Yeah. You said, I said, hey man, where are you?
Yeah.
He's not pushing there.
All right, so then we can move on to adopting the agenda. Do I hear a motion? Okay. Yeah, second? Second. Okay, we'll move on to the favor. All in favor? Aye.
Is Kevin on?
Kevin is on. Okay. Next to the action discussion items. The approval of the meeting minutes for the meeting of May 22nd.
Want to do them both together?
Yeah, we could do them both together. May 22nd, as well as the workshop minutes from June 12th. Do you have a motion to adopt?
I'll make the motion.
Everything's coming out. We're putting recess.
Do I hear a second?
White, nice.
Okay.
I'm not basically.
Yes, all. We're very relaxed today. So we're gonna move on to the. Ready to rock and roll? Come on, let's set the table, you can stand.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay.
I'll stand. Everyone, hi everyone.
Hi.
So thank you all for having me. It's a privilege to be here speaking with you. And I'm here because I feel like this town has something really special and the potential to become a national model for how we age well together. And I'd love to introduce myself, the Age Strong Project, and how we can create something meaningful here in Celebration. So if it's okay, I'll tell you just a little bit about myself, and I'll tell you how I came up with the Age Strong Project. So I grew up in Central Florida. I went to Lake Mary High School, and that's where I volunteered at the senior games over at the Lindsay Sports Complex. And that's where I got to watch 84-year-olds play volleyball. I was a scorekeeper, and I go, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and this is possible. I want to learn whatever I need to learn to do that. So that took me to UCF, where I studied psychology and gerontology, study of aging. And then it took me to get my master's in exercise science at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. Brought me back to Tampa. I got a job at Saddlebrook Golf and Tennis Resort. And then the economy took me to Connecticut around 2010, where I kept studying, learning, and started my own business, Moxie Fitness, which will be 10 years this September. And on that path, COVID brought me virtual, so I got to live a dream of doing RV life and working remote, training clients all over the country to see all the national parks. And then my aging parents actually so brought me back to Orlando to be here to help support them. And I didn't expect to land in Celebration. I grew up, I lived over in Waterford Lakes. And just being here is incredible. The community, the clubs. Last year I spent a lot of time building the H-Storm project, but then this year I was like, I miss my communities. So I went and joined the running club, I joined the pickleball club, I found out about the women's club that I'm going to next month, which got me found out about the Celebration Lifelong Learning. And it's just been so awesome to stay active and find these opportunities to stay connected, which you guys do. So that's very similar to why I created the H-Storm project. So in my journey of training, I came up with a 6-step framework that helps people learn about alignment, breath work, mobility, strength, integrate all of that with, okay, this is what we need to do now for our 30s, 40s, and 50s, but how it's gonna help us age in our 70s and 80s. And it's also about just a movement and community, kind of like what you guys have here. So what I'm presenting, what I would like to do is partner with you guys to be able to offer quite a few different things. One of them being bi-monthly educational talks. I got to do 2 of them a few weeks ago, and it was great. I had about 9 people in each one, which was really exciting. People were engaged. I took them through some breath work, mobility, and just explained how these are some things that just don't get talked about not in the fitness industry that can keep us injury resistant. So within those talks, I would talk about similar things about the blueprint. I also could bring small group training. I could do, and those meetings could be Heritage. I don't know if you want to know, like, I think I did it at the Jones Room, CRCC, Heritage Hall. Any of those meeting spaces would be totally fine. I can also offer small group training, like 4-week programs, 1 time a week. I thought it'd be awesome to try here at Island Village midday when it's not very crowded. Maybe 4 to 6 people, and just kind of break apart that blueprint in a small, more personalized setting. Another option I'd love to bring is quarterly workshops. Maybe people that can't do the weekly, but want to get like a one-time, let me learn this, also could be potentially at Island Village, but also Heritage or a space like Jones. And then also, I just would love to also be a part of community events, potentially like Celebration Marathon as a vendor, or like doing classes and warm-up opportunities for things like that. And even maybe doing walks and cycling groups. I do all of those things and just bringing people together. And then, yeah, these offerings would just be inclusive to residents of all ages. And if you remember one thing about H-Storm Project and tonight is that we can't stop aging, but we can change how we experience it, and that's kind of the mission of what we're trying to do here in Celebration. So the H-Storm Project has the roadmap, and Celebration has the heart, the people, this amazing infrastructure. So I'm hoping to help you guys just join in building a community that leads the way and just shows what's truly possible with aging, and I'd love to partner with you guys on that. And for a 12-month contract and open to any questions you might have.
So when you say residents, are you talking about Celebration residents?
Yes.
Only.
No non-residents.
No non-residents, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but
So with our programs, you can't have 50% have to be Celebration residents.
Yes.
So with these, we can, however, it's just a gym.
okay,
The fitness center.
The fitness center has to just be residents, because you have to sign a waiver and you go to town hall. So
okay,
that'd be the only program, if it's approved, that has to be residents only.
I also have a concern, I live here in Island Village, and I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
The gym is constantly busy,
yeah,
and I have a serious concern
yeah,
that even 4 more people is really gonna impede the local residents here. I mean, it's, what kind of equipment are you gonna use? What is this program, how do you envision it? Is it just resistance training? Is it walking the treadmills? Is it bikes?
yeah, no, excellent question. Yeah, I'll answer. So a lot of this is teaching people, so I thought starting off with once a week, like an hour, and so for when, and I work out here as well, and so I've noticed that so there's like slots in midday.
Gives and takes.
Yeah, gives and takes, sure. So, and I can read the area, let's just say that 4-week intensive is more mobility, so maybe we just kind of use a space and it's body weight, I bring in like some mobility stuff. If it's resistance, I would like pair people up and be very conscious. I've been personal training in gyms for 22 years and I've always like etiquette is really important to me and I never want to upset. Yeah, so it's very, I'd be very conscious about that and kind of move if I needed to pivot. Hopefully the community would see it like, oh, that's neat, like, and more of a value thing and be interest and maybe like, you know, maybe I'll catch a clinic or workshop, because I don't teach very traditional, like, just on a treadmill or on a machine. I teach how can we use these things just a little differently, through breath or mobility, so hopefully I can, you know, have conversations with people in the gym, you know, engage, hello, if they have questions, they can come to me as a resource afterwards, so I hope to be more of that presence.
I still am very concerned about the volume of people.
Yeah.
Can I
Because I had, sure, of course.
What if, as a committee, because I know the previous committee was talking about allowing someone to utilize the small rooms.
I still have a problem with that. I think.
Right, no, I agree, but instead of using the whole gym, this could be another option, is using one of the smaller rooms. We had a sign that said, every Tuesday, you know, let's say from 11 to 12, or 12 to 1, have it posted, so they know that room.
But which room would be using, would they non-working Peloton bikes or?
Probably the left room, not the larger one, so you can
Which
fit.
equipment is there? I don't recall.
Or if you're esoteric,
The
like
TRX.
med balls, like resistance
Would
bands, that would
that,
be.
is that okay?
Oh, totally. I don't need like machines or equipment. It would be more like that kind of
No,
stuff.
because I know for myself,
Yeah,
I've had to develop my own program at home, because I've been working out my whole life.
yeah, it's awesome.
Menopause hit and it's
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah,
But I've had to get a treadmill, I got a bike, and I use my resistance bands like nobody's business, and then I work out in the pool.
yeah,
Because it's always
always packed.
busy there.
Yeah.
I mean, but if we can post it and say,
Did a few people.
you know, specified one day a week, maybe for the 12 months, I'm not so concerned, sold on the quarterlies and those meetings yet. And,
The quarterly would be at the gym. It could be at a meeting room.
okay, good.
So that's not a problem. I mean, we can work around it and
Okay.
it kind of like see what the need is.
And you understand about the non-residents, right? Because of the waivers and such.
So this is, we're looking at an A, letter A on here. So this would be 1 day a week, preferably midday,
For the posted time.
with the posted time, 4 to 6 participants.
And I wasn't even gonna
You're
say,
charging $50 a session. Right?
per person. It's like a
Per session.
personal training in a small group form.
It's more, it's 110 as well.
So we're just looking at number A first.
Yeah,
So just this
I propose a few different options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just doing A. And then it's every 5 to 6 weeks. What's that?
So it wouldn't necessarily have to go every single week. There could be a week or two in between. So there would be, to create some space.
Yeah.
Say 4 to 6 participants might not be in the whole 12.
Correct, maybe they want to continue,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Or that month, that month is mobility or posture.
Yes.
And second class may be added if demand exists, and be Tuesdays.
Maybe have
and
a-
Thursdays.
Go way down the line.
Yeah, I know, it really has to be,
We need to assess after a quarter.
Yeah, we can wait until phase 2 opens at Island Village, there's gonna be another gym over there, not as big, but.
So she's charging each person $50 a session, what is she giving us?
Not a session, just for, for this, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so,
$50 per session.
so what we normally do with partner programs is we start with a 3-month contract if the committee's a little bit iffy. You can do the 20% revenue cut, so she would give us 20% of her revenue each month. And then we can have her return back to the committee to do a presentation, to do your contract, and I'll determine if they want a 20% cut, or you switch to a flat rate per month.
Okay, when did you plan on starting?
It was just up to when you guys were.
Yeah, so we talked about it, so it would be, what we'd have to do is, this is a recommendation, and I would have to bring it to the board in August. And that way, once the board approves it, I would like to at least have 2 or 3 weeks to notify the community
Right.
down here, to at least have signs, yeah.
Let everybody know.
So what, maybe.
So probably like maybe September.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
yeah, I figured people are traveling this summer, and in the meantime, I'd love to do those just monthly, talks to the community and use the meeting rooms, and then we can start that in September, that's really cool.
Then do you have your own waiver? I know you'll sign for the gym, and then your own insurance.
I do, I sent that to you, yes.
So do we allow personal training sessions in the gym now?
No, we don't, so that's,
The person who advertises, well, it's not, yeah, the person in North Village that I always.
so that is Ryan. So they actually want to start together,
Yeah.
and then they kind of branched off to do their own thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't compete with them, it's kind of just like filling a little like gap on. For anyone that's athletic, we're a lot of active people, help injury prevention, and for anyone that's not, hopefully a safe entry point to meet them where they are, to get them to be more active.
It might also be a good gateway from having, PT.
Yes, that's a lot of what I do is post rehabilitation and PT, it's just like, a lot of times insurance gets you off short and you're still not.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like a safe space to be able to, I like to make connections with PTs and chiros in the area as well. And I'd love to also, with just the partners that you guys already have, your swimming clubs and I'd love to, I actually met the assistant coach at the Money Club on Tuesday, Ernesto and Kelly, and so, yeah, I'd love to like talk to programs you already have here and see how I can help.
So, you good? I'd like to make a motion that we say yes for a 3-month trial period, and then we'll reevaluate after that time. For your motion?
Okay. Are you just focusing on 3 months for number A? Or can you
Yes.
continue with the?
Yes, that's right.
And, because I understand the quarterly workshops, those are things that could be, they don't necessarily need
The gym.
the gym.
Correct.
Those
Okay,
could
so
be
that would
open.
be A-N.
Are we closing the gym for this?
No.
Or is
No,
this-
If you see that in one room.
There's a room next to the
Right,
gym.
three in the main room, two
Yeah.
small rooms, and we can post that the session will be occurring from this day at this time. So people have a heads up as to.
Got it, and it's residents only, and then we get the 20% cut of the revenue, basically, as the rent for the room.
Yes,
So that one-day signature workshop quarterly, is that what we're discussing for this, let us see?
The monthly, we have, quarterly, the bi-monthly 3 workshops to go into place sooner.
Yeah.
The one-day signature workshops, I mean, I think you could get the first one scheduled, I'd be comfortable with that. I mean, 12 people in Heritage Hall, or not necessarily the
yeah,
gym.
I would say not the gym, but
I'm fine.
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Is paid to rent that?
So it would be
It
a
would
part
be
of
part of
the
the
20%.
And then on your private posture assessment and corrective exercise, I would see that probably at some point, but I'm comfortable with something like that with the same model, but probably it's a dedicated day, or we do it, because it's something you want, probably want to advertise, right?
I think maybe the first 3-month trial, and we can add in.
Yeah, and then not at the gym,
Yes.
probably not necessarily at the gym.
Okay. So do you want to move forward with A through C? Do you want to hold off on D until after the 3-month trial?
Yes.
And then we'll obviously include E as well, so you can be
Yes.
part of the community events for that. So do you want to revise your motion, Kathy?
Just a quick clarification, a collaboration with another trainer.
Oh, yeah, I just took that to see if I was, if I was traveling and someone was, how it works.
So just like to fill in.
Yeah,
First
if I
class.
could do a.
I hate this whole
Yes.
sentence. I don't think this.
I don't like that.
So what we'll do, so we create the contract.
Okay.
And then I'll work
Okay.
internally, and I'll go to the board. But I know like Marco, like I'm gonna call on you, but I know like Marco has coaches, so if he's not able to attend soccer, there's other coaches.
Well, that's why I was asking, I didn't know, understand.
No, no, you're good.
Yeah, okay.
All
I
right,
suggest if they have any issues in 3 months, don't need to come back to the meeting. Just Parks and Rec and they'll try to move on. Renew the one for 1 year.
Okay, so we're
So
gonna.
it's up to the Parks and Rec staff, don't need to come back to the meeting to renew after 3 months, the trial.
Okay, but it would just go straight to the board then for a year contract at least. Okay.
I was
So
gonna
it's like-
say,
Are we gonna stay with A, B, and C for now?
It's like that, you have
D
power
is
to decide,
postponed.
don't have any issues. You have the power to decide, okay, let's move on with this, or to come back to the recreation, you just my recommendation.
Right, so is D's, we'll discuss that after the 3-month trial,
Yes,
and E as well, or if we want to include that.
we'll include E, but part of their scope of work, I'll make sure it's a little bit more comfortable with the
Okay.
verbiage.
so we're keeping D at.
D out to
Out, so we'll exclude D, and we can, agree
And
to make a
and that
motion to
you're
accept.
gonna reword that sentence to E, so we don't have a star on here.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. So, Celia just wants to ensure, like, we're not bringing an outside group to kind of take over.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is 100%. This is 100%, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, it has to be, because it would be.
For the gym, it has to be 100% residents.
Okay, so we're moving a vote on making motion, well, this is already accept, my verbiage is still a little shaky, I'm new. A, B, C, and E. I'll make a motion to move forward for a 3-month trial. And then
20%.
20%, we'll raise it, yeah, I think of the verbiage for it,
And hold off on D.
and hold off on D for now.
And if they have any issue for 90 days,
Well, we're
Stay
revisiting
stopped,
it
yeah.
after.
We'll revisit it after 30 days. And then, right?
3 months,
After the 3 months, we'll read it.
so 90 days.
90 days, 3 months.
they start can we don't need to come back to the recreation, they can decide.
Our contracts with the, there's a standard contract, what is a year contract, we have a termination
A
option.
30-day termination.
Well, we terminate it for 30 days, so it doesn't really matter. It's a year, no.
Okay, so we're all good on, so I have a motion,
I'll make a motion. Did you second step?
Yes.
Any other questions?
No, we're good.
Vote.
Vote. Oh, yes, vote. All in favor?
Sorry.
Kevin, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here. I'll
Okay.
interject. If
Well,
I
Sunday,
disagree
you're
with
here.
anything, I'll interject, but I'm on board so far with everything.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
You're all set.
So we'll work next week on it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Kate, for coming in. Thank you
Thanks.
so much.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Next
And we have Richard online for Spark Grounds program.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm actually in a hotel in Huntsville. My son's in space camp this week, so I wasn't able to join you directly, but I appreciate the opportunity to present. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, we're good.
Okay, perfect. Spark Grounds is a company my wife and I have had for about 5 years, and in that time we've provided a variety of different types of mostly STEM and art classes, robotics classes for children from age 3 all the way through 12th grade. And those have really focused on a variety of topics, from makerspace to 3D printing to things like combat robotics, to competitive robotics, and even to some of the club spaces for gaming, for Pokemon, for instance, Minecraft, Roblox. All of our programs are designed to give children the chance to work together in a social environment, where some of the games, such as Minecraft, for instance, are often seen as solitary. It gives children a chance to come together, work together, build things together, and learn together. Traditionally, we've taught a variety of classes, science, and some of those you can see on the second page, STEM classes, science classes, art classes, even circuitry, circuit design, and printing, 3D printing classes for that wide age range. In Celebration, where my wife and I have lived for over 10 years, we want to bring some of our most popular programs and are hoping to partner with CROA to do so as a trial. We've had a lot of success in our programs in Tampa Bay and with some of the local schools in this area and some of the local schools in Tampa as well, where we've done on-site programs for weekly meetings and that. And we want to hopefully bring that same success here in where we see a hole in some of the existing Parks and Recs programming. What's nice about our programs is that they do encompass a large age. They're able to provide chances for children to become leaders, to work together, and to learn together, even at the middle school and high school levels. Through our maker spaces, through our robotics workshops, where each week the children are challenged with a different project, using Vex Robotics for the older kids, Sphero Robotics for the younger kids. The makerspace where they're challenged to almost to invent something in response to a problem each week. And to, as I said, the social programs, such as the two we're proposing are the Minecraft Explorers and the Pokemon Explorers, where not traditionally STEM, but more of a social opportunity for the children to work together at all those ages. In Minecraft, for instance, we've seen the older kids become leaders and show and instructors. The younger kids, learn from them as well. Of course, all of our workshops, all of our clubs are led by certified instructors, well-trained instructors, and that wouldn't be an exception here. Our request of the Parks and Recreation Committee is to bring those 4 programs to Celebration as a trial. I know the typical time frame is 3 months. We would like to ask to extend that slightly so that our clubs and programs could run through the end of the year, from whenever the starting point is through December 31st, in essence, because that's usually where we see the best success when students are able to plan their schedules for that period. We do have them priced at what we traditionally price them at and understand that there's a 20% back to CROA. With that said, I hope you had a chance to read the flyer, and I can't hear any of you while I'm talking, so I'm going to be quiet now and answer any questions you might have.
How many days a week was,
So
Richard, you're from,
it's 2 days a week.
Yep.
From 5:15 to 6:45, so that's where we have 4 programs, but they're only every other week. That actually covers a really nice time for all these age groups. And it's something that's missing in this area. This doesn't, to be able to go, you have to go all the way up to the science center, and to get there is.
yeah, no, I think they're wonderful programs.
So is the Jones Room available?
Yeah, that was my next question.
So I gave Richard a heads up, with town hall being closed, you're really tight on space. So it depends on the number of participants. Richard, can you go off of how many kiddos are in your clubs so we can kind of give you a better idea on space availability?
Absolutely, and comment just stepping back, the proposed times on there, we've done clubs and workshops in many different ways. We can even, if there's about a 2 hour and 15-minute block, we can stack them so that a workshop would go first and a club would go second as 2 separate things on the same day. And the time frames certainly are suggested. I mean, we can work within any day. Our clubs usually have between 15 and 20 students in them. Although, seeing this as a trial, we're happy to cap that wherever that might be best for CROA.
May I ask what type of certifications you have to do this?
Experience. I was a college and university teacher for about 10 years, and then have been running and teaching these classes for about 5 years myself. All of our staff are trained through our own curriculums that we've developed and have passed the level 2 certification background check with the state.
Okay.
So everybody that works for you has gone through a background check?
Absolutely, and not the level 1, the level 2, which includes the fingerprinting as well.
That's what we require
Yes.
for CROA.
Yeah, so there's requirements for CROA for youth sports, and they meet them, and then they have to have insurance that they meet, too,
Correct.
and you guys would vet them, so.
Absolutely.
When are you hoping to start?
I'd love to start the programs at the beginning of the semester. It's best to get them advertised in our experience as families are beginning to plan their fall schedules or their semester schedules, with all their other commitments so that they can work these in. I know this has to go before CROA, of course, in August, so I'd like to start shortly thereafter.
So it's space availability, I think at least if we did a trial of a semester until December, I would recommend at least 1 day a week. The twice a week, I will be honest, we
That's
don't
gonna be
have
tight right
space
now.
for it right now. Richard, do you think, the Island Village Clubhouse, the location that we're in, could potentially be, accommodated for your clubs?
Absolutely. And the nice thing with our clubs is there's not a lot of setup on the organizations hosting us end. We bring all the equipment. None of it's messy or could cause damage in any way. So working in an existing space such as Island Village wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Right, I
Well,
mean,
and for these potential, if this were to go, I mean, this would be a great place to have some of the enrichment, we have lights on.
here,
Yeah.
it would be great to have.
And it was good, it would be 1 day a week.
Just for a long
One
run.
day, yeah,
Okay. Sorry, yeah, 1 day per week.
1 day per week, just to see how it goes.
So the first.
Just timing wise, remember the high school kids, not having to come through the parade.
Oh,
Like, we can just
yes.
Yes,
Well,
no,
that's-
I agree, and
You're usually good past 5. You get in, you get down,
so, yeah, so the 5 to 7, I wouldn't go past 7, just safety
Yep.
concerns with kids. So Richard, do you think 5 to 7 would be convenient for you?
I do. If we could have 15 minutes
This
before
is
and
your-
15 minutes after for setup, that would work perfectly.
I'm just making a school traffic. The kids get out at 4:20.
Right.
Oh, the school too here.
Well, this school gets out at 3 and change, 3:30.
Yeah, usually about 3:30.
I'm talking about the kids
In the-
in Main Village, so
Yeah.
I know how long it takes to get from campus to where I live. At school dismissal, which is 4:20, it takes me to go a quarter of a mile, 25 minutes.
Easily.
So 5 o'clock might be
So 5 to
putting
Well,
a
yeah,
lot
5 to
of
5:15 then.
Yeah.
That's, the school traffic is common at 4:50 for sure,
Yeah, well, you want to get down here then.
I guess,
Well,
yeah.
I understand, it's the feel of your child.
Understanding that probably needs space for set up
Such a
at
long
5, like, they could start at 5:15,
Yeah.
but give them access to the room.
Yeah, 5:15 to start, but you can have it.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Set up, yeah.
I think that sounds perfect. I mean, that's the time frame that we've had the most success in, and the space, of course, is perfect as well.
And we're gonna work on the same partner program fee of 20%.
So with new partners, I recommend 20%, just so when they come back to show you the numbers, you can at least see if it accommodates the flat rate fees.
Okay, so,
Like this.
yes, I do too.
Cornerstone education.
And creativity. Okay, so there is a motion, or make a motion to accept wrong one, Spark Grounds proposal for a 3-month trial. with-
Oh, it has to be this.
We're just-
Oh, sorry,
So, yeah,
one
it's-
semester.
Yeah,
Until
okay.
December,
No,
right? Until December.
No, sorry, that's in 3 months.
All right. Oh, that's about 3 months, okay, 1 semester. That's 1 semester, potentially here in the Island Village space. 5:15 to about 7:15. Did I miss anything?
Okay, we are gonna be popular that night.
Yes, and,
She'll be happy.
Yes.
Good. All right, so do I hear a motion?
Motion.
and second motion.
Second?
Come.
Okay, so we're all in favor, aye? Favor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we're all good.
All right, Richard, we're gonna move forward with your program, so I'll be reaching out to you tomorrow, to create a contract so we can get it on the August, board packet.
It sounds great. I really appreciate the time, and I again apologize I wasn't there in person, but thank you so much.
Thanks for.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. You're all working on. Yep. Sorry, I got it. That's what it is. Come on. Yes. Are you on the stand?
Sure. Good evening.
Hey,
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How you doing? Want to get out of here? No.
Oh, no. It's always on the calendar for 2.5 hours. I prepared myself.
You did. And then the time to get back home.
Exactly.
Well, I'll try to make this painless.
basically first, there are three of us really that have volunteered to put this together. Myself, I'm David Nosneski. Mike
Crawford. I've been a resident for 26 years here in Celebration, so been here a while. I'm involved in the Celebration Exotic Car Show for the past 20 years as well, so I help with that every year. I'm on the board of that as well. It gives some background to what I do.
You mean Mike Crawford?
Yeah, Mike Crawford. Yeah.
What kind of car do you have?
I have a 575 right now on a 458 Italian.
I knew it.
And we're giving rides afterwards just to mention. That's okay.
I brought my pickup. But, you know, they're popular today. Thanks for the opportunity to present this. I mean, we've been going around with this for a little over a year, I think, year and a half, and I want to thank Nikki because she's been really excellent. We've had a couple of really, really hot days, and she came out there and walked around with us to see what we had planned. But what we would like to do is to have a small, simple, not complicated event that's unique for Celebration. I'm sure you've seen Mecum auctions and Barrett Jackson auctions. I mean, there's an incredible surge in the popularity of classic and vintage cars and that sort of thing, and that's going to be our focus. The term Cars and Coffee is if you could go to almost any community in the United States and they would have somewhere a Cars and Coffee. In fact, I was talking to Alex at Bagel Boys, and when I started to tell him, he said, "Oh, my dad's got a '59 Chrysler, and it's all original designs. You know, we take it to shows when we used to live in New York." So we're looking at if it's successful. We're calling it Celebration Cars and Community. Why community? Why not coffee? Well, because it's here in Celebration. If we're successful, what we would like to see is our people, residents, coming down to beautiful Lakeside Park, looking at the cars, talking to very likely some of their neighbors, because these folks will be residents in Celebration that have these classic cars or interest in them. The three of us are involved in the Celebration Exotic Car Festival. The thing that actually amazed me was I'm on Market Street with the cars. I'm one of the judges for Awards Day. How many neighbors that I saw that I would, with their families, that I would never guess would have any interest in cars at all. But they might have gotten a Plymouth Fury from their father or an MGB when they graduated from college, and that sticks with them. We're looking at 25 to 30 cars would be successful for us. And for venue, we were looking at Lakeside Park at the Circle. I think a year ago, we talked about doing it once a month, but we got a lot more realistic, and we think we'd like to do this once a quarter on Saturday, 9 to 11, 8 to 10, somewhere in there. We have to finalize that ourselves. And when I say the Circle, for those of you that are familiar, at the pool and at the tennis courts, and I hope Nikki will back me up on this. I've been down there, and I think Michael has, and Stephen, on Saturday morning. We're not going to interfere with anyone's parking going to the tennis courts or the pool. And we would literally, we've kind of spaced it out, and 20 to 30 cars would fit around that circle area, and maybe a couple of adjacent parking spaces. And that's where we would draw cars to. Now, I'm sorry,
can I interrupt you? Can I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure, please.
I know that space. How are you gonna fit 30 cars in here?
Well, 30 cars is not only the Circle, but there are some places right next to it that we would put additional cars in. But if you park the cars on the Circle like this,
Put them in the middle too.
yeah, and not parallel
I've
parking.
done it before. When Spiro used to do the Cars and Coffee several years ago down there, I used to go. So I've seen how.
Because this came before the board of directors in 2021, 2022. And it was denied for certain reasons, but The reason that circle is down there is for emergency vehicles to get in and out. And if there's 30 cars parked down there, and an emergency vehicle has to get down into that
It's not a
circle.
problem, that can be taken care of, because all the amateur 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to map out exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna show you, yeah, it's pretty
So
turnkey.
what if we can possibly maybe work around like food truck Fridays on Friday, and then we keep it closed, Lakeside Park, so you have like the whole Lakeside Park to park the additional cars? Is that an opportunity, or
Well, that's a
I
great
don't
option.
think that's fair to the community.
to close off Lakeside Park?
Yes. I think-
We're talking
Quarter?
four Saturdays a year, we're not talking every day.
But do you think it's okay? I mean, I'd be able
Once
to
a
take off if
quarter.
I
I don't
was
think
down
we
there
need to
and
have the whole Lakeside Park closed off, no, I don't agree with you, we don't have to have it closed off.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think we're really sensitive to the pool and the tennis courts. You know, I mean, I've gone down there like Saturday after Saturday just to see what, there's not a lot of activity, especially during the summer. Our first one would be October 4th. If this gets approved, that would be our first quarterly event, would be October 4th, Saturday. We talked, I think, a year ago, year and a half, Nick, you remember this, we talked about a food truck.
Yeah.
So you remember what I said in the beginning? Simple, you know, not complicated, and unique, and I think food truck and so on, that's not what it's about, but certainly coffee, pastry, something light, whatever would be great. And so far, without really pushing too hard, we have 2 in-town retailers that are very interested in doing that. We'll sort that out later, but I think our intent is to have at least coffee and maybe some pastry, something simple.
what about, how do you envision dealing with all the cars that may be coming in to see your cars?
Well,
As well as non-residents parking?
well, that's a great question, because we're sensitive to that. I mean, our focus is we want this to be for Celebration residents, but we're not going to have, you know, a deputy at the entrance to face a confrontation with somebody that has an appropriate car to come in when they don't live in Celebration. The focus is for us to have cars that are from Celebration, and there are a lot of them. In fact, it amazes me just how many there are.
I understand, but I personally think it should just be kept to Celebration residents. At least for the initial.
Yeah, we're talking about the
Just put it on
participants.
in,
Yeah, there'll be a participant from the community,
And
some
so you would have
participants.
to just be at the gate, so to speak, saying, I'm terribly sorry, we live in a beautiful car. Please find parking space on the street.
We love to do that.
I think we have to have, you know, we have the sign that's up there already that's been there for years about Celebration.
So there's like way too
Yeah,
many times
it's,
now.
Yeah, so
I
we're,
went down myself to wait.
Yeah.
Not
we
listening.
can only be advertising this to residents.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be something that's posted.
no, it'd be, the public would be promoted within the community,
Yeah.
community paper, a magazine as
No,
well.
that's the lesson about communications,
Yeah.
because this is gonna die on the vine unless we have good communications.
Absolutely.
And you told me you were gonna introduce me to the people at communications.
Yes, we have a new communications manager named Jennifer, so we're very happy to.
But I, you know, we want this to be successful. I mean, if it's approved, we would like to see it have long legs. So we're gonna, you know, I think the first 20, 25 cars, I'd say 20 to 30. I mean, that was because we walked out and we figured, okay, where would we put those cars? It could be 18, it could be 22 cars. But I think that it's safe to say that most of those cars will be people that we encouraged to bring those cars. So in fact, they're already we're going to be loaded up with the maximum number of cars with people from Celebration that we will know, from Michael, from Stephen. I mean, we joke about it, we shouldn't joke about it, it's not really funny, but between the 3 of us, we could probably fill the circle up.
Is it residential going to be there?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, we know, yeah, we know, he knows, yeah, he'll be there.
My personal concern is though, things like this, they're very popular. You're involved in them as they are. Those events that happen, it's ridiculously crowded. I've seen them over in Margaritaville, how ridiculously crowded they are. And I'm concerned that it's just gonna be too much 4 times a year. And that's in addition to the car show.
Well, that's once a year, so we.
Oh,
we-
now it's 5 times a year.
Yeah,
That's a different event.
It's still.
Yeah, I will say this is not the Celebration Exotic Car Festival. Right from the get-go, we never intended it to be, we never connected it with it. You know, it's kind of hard for us, you know, gearheads that, you know, that want to volunteer for the charity for the Celebration Exotic Car Festival, we do. But this is totally unrelated to that, and we don't want it to be big. You know, and I'll mention it again, we want it to be simple, small, uncomplicated, and to get big, to have a lot of people, isn't gonna work. It isn't gonna be the intent that we have. And if it got that way, it would be unmanageable, we wouldn't be doing it anymore. I think you probably
Yeah,
would
with
want
this,
to.
with the safety concerns, it sounds like if you had people and you knew what cars were coming
Mhm.
versus just, hey, anybody with a car pull up, right? I guess like which is it, and that might help some concerns, right?
You know-
If you say, here's the people, we have 20 people who signed up, they're all gonna park,
I think
versus,
there's gonna
hey,
be-
everybody come up and
What's
show
that?
up.
You're gonna vet them before you come in.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Because I'll be posted at the entrance where the fence is, so I can say if you're a Celebration resident, because we want to promote, this is all about celebration, it's not about outside of
Meet your family.
celebration. Yeah, we want, this community is built for a sense of community, right? And I've been here for 26 years, I like meeting my neighbors, I'm in real estate here in town for 20 years, so, you know, I know a lot of people, and there's a lot of people that and even younger children that want to open that up to them, because there's so much interest in cars with these folks, and we just want to open up an interest level to the community and to the kids and to the families. That's what we want to invite the families.
You know, it's
families, the children.
perspective.
And that's what we want to do, that's our
But we don't
intention.
look at this really,
We're not here to-
just where we put the community name there. It's, look at this as much a social event, you know, as it is a car event. To bring people downtown, to have them talk to their neighbors, to see these cars. Many of them are really art in motion, some of these crazy exotics. So, we're not a club. We don't want to be a club. We're not a business, so there's no business connection.
It's just a quarterly event.
It is, it's a simple event for the town.
I know, Mark, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Thank you so much for bringing this to our organization. It's amazing. I love the idea. I want to support this idea, to support the idea. As a community program, car show, Exotic Car Show is a different thing. I understood that. Having one Saturday, every 3 months would be amazing. So put the residents together with the beautiful cars over there, would be great for the community, in my opinion. And also your idea for the Food Truck Friday, at least 2 times a year, like one in the first semester, another in the second semester as well, like additional on the Saturdays, would be great, because all the way down, it's always empty. The circle would have to be great if they can also add this on the schedule for them, like instead of doing 4 times a year, 6 times a year. That's, like, I understand it's a community event, it's just residents showing their cars. I love.
I have a quick question for you guys. Are you guys set on the circle location, or are you just looking, that's your idea as of right now of where the best location was?
I'll speak to that. That's the best location, because I think with the residents, you can have the restrooms they can use. They have also to frequent the businesses downtown, so it's close. I've been, at this location before when Spiro used to hold it, and it seemed to work really well with everybody. It's centralized, it's downtown. People can walk to it too from the trails, which makes it real accessible for people who are walking into town. So I really like the fact that it's in the main village, and then, within the East Village and all the other, you're within a 30-minute walk, you pretty
Here's
much.
the bottom
everywhere you
line.
get downtown.
It's a beautiful
That's what
place.
it's done. It's a great, beautiful place.
You say, why there? Well, there are a lot of reasons you can name it. It's a beautiful park.
Yeah.
The thought I was looking at is in front of the K through 8, there's that where the buses drop off, where there's that loop right there. It's still centralized. It's still more or less right downtown, but you could just block off that loop Friday, assuming that's a space that we could use. And
What are we talking about?
Are you talking about the road next to the town hall?
yes, that's the side portion.
Owned by the school district?
Okay.
Sure, correct?
It's a different thing, I believe. This is a sharp.
Is that owned by the school district, that road?
Yeah, it is, yes.
So we can get.
But the proposal, in my view, the proposal is it's a charming space over there. We already have the community, have the restaurant on the side. And the partner can all anytime stop. You don't like, if some problem come up, you can just stop.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It will be, if you agree, it will be great to have that at least 1 time or 2 times to start.
So, tell me again why the board previously denied it? Because of,
There was, it wasn't, I remember the discussion about the roundabout and being the,
I think I know it.
in and out. But there was also something about insurance.
I think that's what it
That
was.
was-
They could
it
move
was put on hold.
forward if they had their own insurance. I think it was Paul at the time.
Right,
It kind of like.
and it just died
It
out, it fizzled out.
As
Yeah,
a
I mean,
resident,
for insurance, that came up the last time, and that's kind of why I got it. We have an insurance broker that's very familiar with Celebration and the culture and the town, and in fact, is the insurer or the broker for the binder for the Celebration Exotic Car Festival and some other activities. So if we have to pull an insurance trigger, then we have that there. Now, I mean, from our view, I really wasn't gonna bring this up tonight, but Nikki knows this is an issue. I mean, if it boils down to insurance, we'll figure out a way to make it work. But we do feel it's a town event for the benefit of Celebration residents. Why wouldn't it be included, like some other clubs and some other activities under the town's insurance?
well, don't most
That's not a
companies that go on have insurance?
Well, they have the cornhole club, do they have insurance?
Well, they have to either sign a waiver or get insurance. So your group, if they didn't want to do insurance, you'd have to sign a waiver.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's not,
not provide a link.
three amigos, are not gonna sign a waiver that, and because if somebody trips over a curbstone or, some
Right.
things do happen. I mean, you try to do everything you can for safety, but, I mean, things can happen.
They can also provide a pre-release with what cars are going to be there, what the residents, make it easy, community.
Well, what about if the resident gets injured on one of the cars?
They're insured to cover. And I believe 8 to 11, maybe it's a good time, but if they start at 8, they should be there at 7. So I
Right.
believe we crossing, maybe we move like 9 to 11, 9 to 12. We give the residents a little bit like 1 hour to park in their cars or not park, sorry, go to the courts and start playing before they start moving the cars
And
around.
then the afternoons would still be open for everybody else who wants to use.
Yes, correct.
Let me emphasize again, we'll go back to something I think you said, or whatever, about fire trucks and emergency egress. We're gonna make sure that there's no interference with egress and ingress for safety vehicles, ambulance, fire truck, anything like that. I mean, that's gonna be a focus. Once we know what the issues are, we're gonna make sure those issues are attended to. And the three of us are gonna be the ones that are gonna really orchestrate it. So, that is a concern that I think you can feel comfortable that we're gonna make sure we address.
And then if I could chime in, David, when we partner in Parks and Rec, we always do a safety plan. So we would ask for a logistic plan. We would ensure with our team that it is safe before they come. Because we also want to set them up for success.
So I think this is great because you went through the right channels as well, because technically those are spots that you all are residents, you could have just pulled up on a random Saturday
Yes.
and take, so, not being a club, but just being an enthusiast, there are people who just meet up to go walking or they like certain things. So I like that this is going to be also open to the community because of less intense walking down as a family to the car show is great, but less intense again to see the cars would be enjoyable.
And this will be an official club.
This would be a club, just confirm with the committee, are you charging any of the cars to attend?
No.
No.
So they're gonna be called the Celebration Community Classic Car Club. Right?
Correct. Celebration.
That's
I
not,
got
I have cars that can.
Celebration Cars and Community.
The event is Celebration Cars Community.
So what
There is a-
is this called?
The proposal means celebration community classic car club, right?
What's this called? Because this.
It's accessible.
So David, as a club for them to approve, what would the official name be for
It
approval?
would be Celebration Cars and Community
Okay.
Celebration,
at Lakeside Park
There you go.
There we go.
cars
and Community.
And community club.
and community. Oh, so they could be in the magazine, will be.
They can, yes.
They're not fancy park.
It's gonna be more, probably
Section
much
in the
more,
magazine.
you know, that's the show downtown every year, first, it gets more exotic. This is gonna be more of a cross with classics and muscle and kind of a bigger, wider range, I think, which can attract more folks there.
Because I know the Edsel drives in the net.
Yeah, we know him, yeah, he's great.
And he breaks down every time he drives in this.
At least we push it every once in a while.
Yeah, those are the kind of cars that, we would like to draw. I mean, I have a car that's in most of the parades. It's a 1913 original Buick. Last year, was it July 4th or Veterans
You were
Day?
just weren't you just in the July 4th parade, the Buick?
It wasn't at this one,
Okay.
because the car is actually somewhere else. But last year, for I think the Veterans Parade, it was the Foundation's car. The Celebration Foundation used it, and they were in the car, and they had to pen it out front and so on. So there's a lot of, I think, but let me get back to something, go backward just a little bit. It's not, and we have no intention of it ever being like the Celebration Exotic Car Festival. It's just not.
And what we could do, David, is after we do the first one, if you all can write a report with photos, I'll be happy to share with the committee.
Yeah,
So
good.
they know how
Yeah,
it's
that would be
going.
That'd be great, we'd have to do that.
The first one's gonna be important, and,
We invite everyone down there too, when we do it, see it, and see how it operates and see the enthusiasm. We love the fact that, a lot of people don't have some of these cars and we just like to share them. And even the kids, I open my door, sit on in, because, the biggest thing is to give back and to let people experience things that, as a kid, I loved. And to share that experience is the motivation for us to do something with the community and get some more young car enthusiasts in the cars. And
But it's not really, it's not really just about that.
oh, darn it, see, that's gonna be great.
It's about
Yeah.
bringing people down there and getting together. That's what I said, really. You could really say, well, it's not a car event, it's really a social event.
Yeah.
It's got as much social.
Yeah,
as it is,
social too.
Which is why we said, well, it's not cars and coffee. Everybody's got a cars and coffee.
Yeah.
Windermere's got one. I think there are 100 cars there. That's not what
Like
this
known
is.
as 500 cars, but it's not more of a community and get to know everybody.
Okay, all right, so,
So would you give me dates?
Celebration has cars, maybe fits well.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
Celebration has cars.
you got the dates, Nikki?
Yep.
I do, yes, and I'll work with Danny and the other Nikki to confirm there's no conflict.
Okay, so let's put a motion up to have Celebration Cars and Community Club have, an event, a car event, one time per quarter, to be held on Saturday morning at the Lakeside Circle. 25, no more than 30 cars,
I think that's,
and to be monitored for Celebration residents.
Correct.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
And thank you guys. We'll
Thank
be
you
in
very
touch with
much.
y'all soon.
Thank
Okay?
want to say anything, Stephen?
Yes.
And I'm gonna be in touch, we're gonna be in touch with Nikki, and
Absolutely.
there's not really anything we're gonna do that we're not gonna be talking to Nikki about. There won't be any surprises.
Of course. We'll probably be in touch tomorrow, David.
Okay.
But
Great.
Super.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good job. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
All right, you got it. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
I actually got Celebration plastic covers. It's sharp, nice.
Then let me plug my net there.
Hey, if I get the sport theory back, you can drive the net.
So with, just for the committee, since I know some of you all are fairly new, I'll make sure, I have actually had to review upcoming committee topics. I would love to kind of go over different contracts with you all in August, so we can break it down, so when stuff happens like this,
Yeah,
like someone wants to get a club, you know what management is going to receive, so they have concerns.
Perfect.
And I know I will already be virtual for that, so
Okay.
everyone will be allowed.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, oh, that's okay. The Parks and Rec update.
So we are on week 5 of summer breakout camp. We have a max of capacity of 40 campers per week. We are only hitting 20 to 25 campers a week. I think it's just what's going on in the world. Camp is for a resident, $245 a week. For non-residents, $265. Food's included. You also get a field trip. You drop off at 8:30 and you can pick up to 5:30 p.m. Potentially in the future, I would love to bring it to the committee on whether or not we decrease like the rate of camp to be like 150, 175, but we don't include food. Food and transportation is the biggest items this year that skyrocketed. That's why we had to charge that much. So just, I kind of wanted to put that on your radar that we may need to look into that. We do surveys for all of our programs in Parks and Rec. Once we receive the surveys, it'll either be August or September. I'd love to talk to you all because that's the time we plan for camp for next year.
Because all the allergies you guys have to be like, just food.
It
must
gets
be
a
a nightmare. I can't imagine.
Yes.
I haven't found a camp that offers food.
No,
So-
yeah, with the allergies, we notify parents a week in advance of what we're providing, and if they're not comfortable with it, they can bring their own food. We've had some parents that forgot to pack, so we're calling the restaurants and trying to accommodate as much as we can, so.
So do you
it's a little
think
bit
that
difficult.
would be a considerable savings? if-
I think it would be a tremendous
Maybe like
savings.
Pizza Fridays, like
Yeah.
just do pizza on Fridays, give
Well,
parents
the
a break.
field trips are on Friday, right?
Field trips are on Friday, it also went a little bit pricey because we added Animal Kingdom in there and we had to book in advance.
Mhm.
And fortunately, with some of these field trips, you have to book in January for 40 kids. Some camps or field trips allow us to decrease the rates, and while at Disney, we had to keep it at 40, so we didn't hit 40, so we already already lost money. Good news about summer breakout camp is it is like one of the most profited programs that we have in Parks and Rec. But we use that money to help offset the other programs that are pay for plays or complimentary offerings that we can have for the community.
Maybe we'll be able to supplement or bring some of
Absolutely.
their enrichment things into camp.
Yes,
Versus, or maybe it's field trips every other Friday.
of course, yeah.
The,
Yeah, that's a more than fair price.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid $450 for something.
I love you for camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd love to kind of get the committee's feedback on what you would like to see at camps,
or
so
we
we can.
can maybe discount, like, I'm sure there's ways to,
Right.
like, if you sign up for 4 weeks, it's this much, versus, or
Right.
sign up for the whole summer and you get a discount.
Yes, and we always thought about sibling discounts, because we have a family that has 4 campers. Problem is, when we said siblings, people start inviting their friends, with all the other programs, and the kids will rat them out and say, oh, this is my friend, or this is someone I just met, to get that discounted rate. So that's, unfortunately, we can't even do discounts for camp, because you would have one family that has like 6 or 7 kids. And
there's no way to prove that, do it by residence?
We haven't really had that, to be like, can we see like your birth certificate to match,
We should try this.
so, yeah.
So, do you ever try signing up for Little League? You need all kinds of proofs of residency and.
Heck, I tried to get an enhanced license, you know what hoops I had to jump through?
Yeah. So that's something that we're kind of going through right now. For fall.
And then age-wise, is it like?
6 to 12.
Yeah, so is there a sweet spot of the kids signed up, that there's more?
There
From
are,
like 8 to
it
10?
changes every year. So this year it's more younger kids, and we only have like maybe 3 or 4 a week that are older kids between 10 to 12.
Can we help you?
I was thinking,
You can't find me.
Just let them know we have a meeting.
Brad, good?
When you come, thank you, I'm just gonna, no, you can see it.
So last year we had more 10 to 12-year-olds, and this year now we have more 6 to 8-year-olds. It kind of varies per year. This year we had over 12 sponsors for camp. So the last 4 weeks of camp, we actually are not even paying for lunches. because we had the Diner, sponsor all the hot dogs for us, Chewy sponsored all the tacos, Chick-fil-A sponsored all 8 weeks of camping, gave us free, chicken nuggets, so we got very grateful with camp. The problem is we added food, because we have a lot of, Danny and I kind of go down there to help periodically with camp. A lot of kids say that they don't eat, so that's my fear, if we do lower it, some kids are not eating, outside. So that's why a lot of, businesses chipped in to pay, so maybe we can focus on, just getting sponsorships for food instead of money, so we can try to offset that cost, you know?
Is that kids that might be on free lunch or free?
I think so,
So,
because
okay.
we offer a snack as well as lunch, and unfortunately, some of these campers are like, can I have more, can I bring some home, they try to stuff it in their bags. We obviously don't deny the kids, so if someone else wants more snacks, we offer as much as we can. So that's just something that we'll probably discuss in the future. I met with Catherine. Catherine wants to do more of like pop-up complimentary events for residents. So we.
Catherine, no.
That's a lot. So if there's anything that committee members, hey, I'm interested in, Dave and I are always here to like chime in and be like, oh, we can make it work. So we're trying to do an art class called Fun and Funky Art Pop-Up.
Show you samples.
We're gonna do tie-dye again. So it's kind of like fun, postcard.
Here, I'll show you. Okay.
Well, that's why I've asked y'all to, ideas.
Yeah, another thing that keeps getting on my list of like team building for my job of either doing bonsai plants or herb planters.
Yes, so, for October, we are going to do a pop-up pumpkin painting. So you can paint like these mini, planters, like for aloe plants and stuff. Or you could paint this, ceramic pumpkin that's for like a tea light to go into it, so. And we would charge no more than, $8 for 2 planters or, $12 for like a tea light, so.
Yeah.
Can you just get mini pumpkins or something for that? Decorate those?
So we were trying to go like a different route, because with Spooky Soiree last year, we've been giving out complimentary pumpkins, nobody takes the pumpkins.
My
throw
turn.
away the pumpkin.
I know,
Yeah.
I don't want a ceramic pumpkin, and I don't really want a mini pumpkin, but the mini pumpkin will go in the garbage easier, and I'll feel better about it, that's what I'm saying.
I got to.
But then what happened was there were a lot left over, that it was wasted money, and I'm sure the deer enjoyed them.
Yes.
Yes, and we
I
were
guess
trying to
ceramic
focus
pumpkins, you
on
can use them the next.
Or we were looking at wooden ones too, like
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we have any of those, we also could offer it up, because I know the Teal Pumpkin Project is so
Yes.
popular. And, the resident puts it together and maps out. It'd just be another way to either have people paint it, or have adults, if they don't want to know, if they don't know what to paint,
Right.
paint Teal Pumpkin that gets put out. Especially because Halloween is on a Friday this year, and woo-hoo.
That'll be interesting, yeah.
Mhm.
And then the last pop-up that we were thinking is December, I believe it was December 5th or 9th. We wanna do a pop-up with, it's like a grapevine wreath, and you can design your own wreath. So whether it's for the holidays, or if you just wanna do it for generic. So, we can discuss it. It's not, that one's not finalized, but it just, if you all have any ideas for any pop-ups, we're trying to do the different levels of free events, ones that, cost between $8 to $12, like Kids Night Out costs between, $20 to $40, and then an adult class, Norman Mixology is between $50 to $80. So we're trying to do different tiers, so if you can't attend one, maybe you can do the free one, so.
Also seen, for different art, which would be paid for an art project, for adults would be to actually paint your doormat.
Oh, that's cool,
And
yeah.
do a trend or make, like, do something that's holiday themed, or your.
Yeah, we put that with the trays.
Yep, exactly, like the wooden.
The wood, yeah, that's right here.
Yeah, that was the,
Oh, thanks, I like that.
I did also remember about I know it's not really a pop-up event, but anywhere else we can do the little leprechaun that was all.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was, I think they'll get more, it was fun to go look for the leprechaun.
Okay. So instead of once a year, maybe
Yeah.
like a different.
A different, like, having a theme that was like, finding him it was in unique places.
Did you like it? Because we were trying to plan during like the school breaks. So should we just focus on maybe like Thanksgiving break, like Christmas break? Or do you think
Nice,
there's less people in town to?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Okay.
I think it worked out well.
It helps with the kids that are home, that aren't. Well, I mean, I think they already started down in Artisan with the skeleton in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what that
Did you
was?
see that?
Yes, I did.
No, it was on one of the trails.
Yes.
That was spooky.
Yes.
I was like, oh, who got lost?
Yep.
Okay.
But
So,
there's things like that, 'cause I know I was just at Disney for part of last week, and like, that's a big thing now at all the resorts. To
Yes.
go find kids,
right.
different, yeah, and it moves but it was actually fun. It was a fun little challenge to go do,
okay,
so.
well, that's good to know. That's something,
Yeah, we can make.
that is something that was so simple and easy for us to do, the scavenger hunt. So our team had a great time doing it too, so I don't see it being a problem doing more of those. So I'm glad that that was actually a big hit.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if there's any other ideas for that, just let us know.
Well, Celia thought of bingo.
Okay, bingo, yeah.
At least I.
Yeah, we're gonna, try to do a game show. So has anybody been on the Disney Cruise Line?
Uh-huh.
There's a thing called,
Quest.
okay, that one will be out of control.
No, you gotta do it.
Well, we were thinking about match or mate, basically, but a celebration version for the adults.
What do you mean match or mate?
There's like an 18+ thing that's called match or mate, and you have 3 different couples, one that's only been together for less than a year, one that's been together between 5 to like 8 years, and then someone that's usually 20+ years.
Uh-huh.
And your significant other goes in the other room and they
Like
ask.
the newlywed
Yes,
couple.
the newlywed couple,
Yeah.
yes. So we're thinking about potentially doing that.
Can you do
For the
Quest
adults.
too?
Okay.
Did you have to like Quest?
I don't think I did.
Oh. The first person that brings me a picture of the president gets us a point.
Oh, like.
They all get.
They're crazy.
What's in my bag or what's.
Yeah, it's like,
What show did that?
like,
Cruise, well, it's always.
Oh, no, it was a TV show, they did that too.
let's make it,
Montreal.
let's make a deal.
Let's make a deal.
And, but it's like, whoever brings it first gets like 5 points or something. So like Celia could jump over this table to Joe if he's like
Gotcha.
first.
Like
So
that, I
it's
didn't know that.
it's a little bit out of control, but.
And nobody could figure out a way to get a picture of the president. My husband's the only one that had money on him. Because on a cruise, you don't carry
Yeah,
cash.
that's
He said, oh, I have $1 on me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's a fun game. That's interactive, like the residents can, like, all participate with each other and laugh
Yeah.
and still be separate teams.
Okay.
So that's
That's
fun.
fun.
And of course, really nothing.
Right, that's true, because we have all the speakers and everything, so, okay. So we can kind of focus more towards like the, like scavenger hunts and like on the Great Lawn / Heritage, you know?
There's another game they play down now in Artisan, Majority Rules.
Okay, I've heard of that, but I don't.
It's different than Scattergories. Do you know
Okay.
Scattergories?
Yeah,
It's almost like the opposite.
okay. That was the one thing I did not experience.
Majority Rules.
Yeah, I just skip that one every time.
But that's a good fun game, it costs
Yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
I also, I know it's not really, we don't necessarily aren't involved in all the house decorations around, I know the Veterans Club boats and
Yes,
everything works. But have we actually ever had any of the people who are really amazing decorators, like, have a chance to speak or come meet and learn about, like,
Oh,
what
that'd
it needs
be-
to be, like, we're so
Yeah.
special here.
Or how to get into doing it.
Exactly.
Set it up.
We,
They're gonna be doing that with Lifelong,
Okay.
with the foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I think that there's something, I know we've adapted and now we've seen a lot of decorations and roll-ups and.
Yes.
But it's because our
How do
neighbors
you
are so.
decorate the inside of your house?
It's just toys everywhere
No,
currently.
no, for the high days.
Still toys everywhere, but it's not, it's just as much chaos inside. I think we've just embraced.
Trying to get somebody else.
Yeah, Jill was proud, and I was like, when my daughter is not, like, the first thing you walk in, where there should be a formal dining room, it is a playroom, and it is chaos, it is just.
Enjoy it now.
Yes, it's just
Enjoy it.
everything. But outside, we've embraced, but I think there is something about, you get overwhelmed, you don't realize, and there are some amazing homes everywhere, everywhere in Celebration, in every village you have homes. But it's just something, I wish I enjoy just walking around and understanding that some people do entire themes, or some people have the exact same thing every single year. So, or did you even know that you could decorate for this holiday?
So maybe we can do like a village kind of thing, so a village contest, yeah, maybe we can do that, or like something to get involved where they can send us photos, and if they win, it's like we can have
Well, we're coming
Jen
into the
for content.
30th anniversary.
Yes, so that's something that will be on the committee topics. It's also part of the lifestyle, the special events committee. We're trying to do like 30 activities, 30 events for the 30th anniversary. So it's Parks and Rec and lifestyle kind of work very close together. So these pop-ups that we're thinking about doing, like the teal pumpkin project, the painting the doormat, the quest trivia, that would incorporate for the 30th anniversary. So if you have ideas, let us know. We can brainstorm here, so that way we're successful when we execute it.
Bingo will be very popular. Bingo.
Yeah, that'd be.
Quest would be even more.
I think I'm gonna do that in grade one, because there's enough space, yeah. That's
Really, because it's like, you just go to big stuff and.
Yeah.
Not like the old days when everybody was like, who's got a lipstick? 5 people. Who's got this? Eyelash curler. But people do.
And the other stuff that was part of Parks and Rec is Kids Night Out. We're doing 3 of them this year. We just posted one for September 26th. It's like a fall fest kind of thing for the campers or the kiddos. We're gonna try to do one for November and December as well. We try to stick to like the holidays around the world for December, so everyone's included. That's what we have as of right now. So that's why I would love to do like more scavenger hunts. I think that sounds great. I have to work more with the foundation on that. So maybe you all can be, I know you both work with the foundation.
I have been trying,
Okay, you're not.
he's trying to recruit me.
Okay. More involved with the foundation.
Well, we missed out, we didn't have our last meeting.
Okay, yeah, I know for the 30th, we're
Yeah.
trying to get that at the end of this month. But, do you mind kind of letting them know the activities that we're doing in Parks and Rec? So we don't collide, because I know when we did the scavenger hunt, they did a rock scavenger hunt at the same time.
Right.
So maybe if we can like work together.
You give me a list.
Yes.
But I think Allison sent a list. also.
Okay, good.
Maybe if she updates that list, so
Okay.
that we have it.
Yes, but in case you go to those meetings, you can kind of explain, so just in case it's not a list, you can say, oh, this is what we're doing more in detail. Okay.
We're doing a quest game.
Holiday themed.
Yeah, and guess who's gonna be the host, Celia?
You know me, I'm not shy, I'll get on
Oh,
stage.
I know. And then the next two just updates for Parks and Rec is, fields 1 and 2 are being worked on at the athletic complex. They're aerated, both of those fields. Field 2 had, some hiccups, so it's still closed a little bit longer. Our goal is to have both of those fields open by August, so we're ready to go for the rec season. July 24th and 25th, we're replacing all the netting at the athletic field. There's some holes and stuff, because we used to roll them up, tear them down for events. So we'll have a vendor out there replacing all 4 of those nets. So just in case anyone asks about that. Potentially, I don't know if I should even say this, but potentially there's gonna be 2 trees that they're reviewing and 2 playgrounds, Lakeside and Long Meadow. Pending, they may get rid of them due to safety concerns.
Like the same trees that they've been speaking about, or?
There were two,
The wrong one
two,
is the one that's involving
It's, yeah, and there's one that's like a trip hazard.
Yeah.
in Lakeside.
Lakeside,
Oh.
and there's one at Long Meadow too. So just so, in case you all were wondering.
Yeah, that's
about
been a long
that.
conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all the updates that I have for Parks and Rec.
Give me those activities.
I'll send them to you, yeah, I'll send them. Okay, so then we have the 2026 Evan Health kickball request.
So the kickball request, I apologize. our
We've done this last
computer's
year
not really
too, right?
Working, hopefully. No, not really. Have an issue with Wi-Fi. So they did this last year. They're trying to just use either East Village or Spring Park Field. When someone does a reoccurring event or program, it has to go through the rec committee for approval. They are basically going to be paying us, it's $1,100 because they're renting it once a week. Either on a Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, for 10 weeks. And they would, provide Grow with $1,100. They just need the space. It is for their employees and their families. So they're trying to do kind of like intramural sports with their departments. I did try to get in touch with Advent Health. It kind of fizzled out because we just weren't on the same page yet. But hopefully in the near future, I would love for them to be maybe a partner and to do intramural sports for both adults and teens.
So, did they just do the sod in Heritage?
They did that at Heritage as well
In the
as
back.
East Village. Yes.
That's
So
not starting
does-
until February.
Does
Yeah,
East,
it's not till February though, they request.
does East Village still have that backstop? You know,
Yes, yeah.
That'd be helpful.
where do you think it would be best?
So if they're trying to do kickball, it would probably be best at East Village. That was their preferred choice.
Because that has the
It's not.
backstop.
Correct,
That's everything all set up and ready to go.
My only concern is like, if it's adults and they kick it too hard and it goes towards someone's house,
Yeah.
at least Spring Park, you're kind of surrounded by trees. So the backstop is easy at East Village, but for safety, Spring Park would probably be the best
You're right.
option.
The only thing, Spring, so does East Village have restrooms and things?
It would only be at the pool, so they would have to walk around.
Where did they do it last year?
They did the volleyball courts, because they did beach volleyball.
volleyball. I don't have a problem with it either.
Okay. So we would just need a motion to move forward with their reoccurring event. They will pay hourly rates. And then they can work with management on the best location, once they provide us with their logistics.
Very nice. Actually, we have the big brand, it's a nice family advice.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have any children.
Correct, yep.
Okay, so we'll make a motion to accept this.
Big motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Nice.
For Heritage.
We can work internally to let them know the best location. We'll provide them, you can use the backstop, but our concern is the houses or Spring Park.
Local is TBO.
They would have to provide us, everybody who does recurring or events, they have to provide us with a logistics schedule and a safety plan.
Need some volunteers to go out and see how far we can kick it.
Yeah.
Every day for me.
Anybody want to go next week?
Yeah, you should have. You'll have our own TBO.
There you go, we'll do our own.
Committees against committees, kickball.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
I think dodgeball would be a little bit more interactive for me. I got somebody in mind. So that includes service area?
So the last item I put, this summer, it's always difficult, everyone's traveling. So I wanted to just review upcoming committee topics, like I want to kind of get the nitty gritty, starting in August, about what is concerns that this committee has and what can we work together on. I know one of them is contracts. I think it was, I believe it was you, Colin, about like contracts, you want more consistency.
Yeah, I just think they're structured. Like, for
Sure.
example, I think a lot of these places, there's a resident rate, there's a non-resident rate, right? Does the non-resident rate, do we get that money? Like, that seems to me like we should get that as like an additional rent. Does that go straight to us?
It does not, it goes
Yeah.
to the vendor.
We get a percentage.
We get
You pay 20% of the higher.
So there's some programs, so I'll add contracts, so we can go over what programs get 20%, or provide us with 20%, who does flat rates, and then clubs, they just book 2 weeks out max.
Knowing how intense the discussion was on tennis.
I was just
Yes.
gonna bring them
I think that taking some time before, like, knowing that contract, and knowing that that's coming up, what is being new to the committee, how much time is it that we make a decision, or that we probably expect to be discussed over 2 meetings, and then knowing that we're coming up to, I know it's July, but
Yeah.
February will be here before we know it, and, so that seemed to have a lot of passion. It is something just to understand, from my perspective.
It's been a hot topic for more than just that.
Um,
As long as I've been on, this is my 3rd year, it's tennis.
And related to that, I mean, then Marco, I think, presented pickleball, but is there like I assumed at some point they were gonna wanna do pickleball on the tennis courts or someplace else. but that's-
Not now.
Do you have the stats for MPAC, the Master Plan Advisory Committee, that's still moving forward?
They're still working, now they're waiting for the RFP.
Okay, for the
Proposal.
purpose court, okay.
It'll take like 1 year.
I think
Yeah.
you're talking about the May 22nd, when the group
Yeah.
of people came
Yeah,
and wanted pickleball in the parking lot.
What
Is
if,
that what you're talking about?
Well, I think it was Marco who presented, and I think we were talking about where to put them for this year until they actually get.
Oh, yeah.
because I'm talking about hundreds of residents who play pickleball and try to find another place to play. It's,
Within Celebration.
it is, they are playing the Cruciards, it's close to 192, back to the Harley Davidson. I've never been there, they invite me a lot because I would love to have all of them in celebration. All of them, I'm trying to help find like a polycarbonate courts and whatever to put in some parking lot, but it's not easy to find. And we don't want to match the tennis people, because I know it'll be hard. So I'm waiting to ally to guide us through this problem.
I would also like to continue to review the guest pass policy.
Yeah, okay. We were supposed to have a workshop, I think, in September on that.
guest pass policy. Yeah, we kind of just visited at the last meeting, it was just like a quick conversation. So I'll be happy to do that.
That's been a big deal for over a year now.
And are there any amenities that aren't being used? I know this might be a loaded question, that aren't being used, or we should be looking at how they're being utilized?
That's actually a great question. Both, all the indoor facilities are at capacity right now. Outdoor facilities, tennis courts are at capacity. Spring Park and Lakeside are the only 2 pools that are utilized from the swim team, as well as aqua yoga, who Nina Schwitters is part of. The volleyball courts are utilized for beach tennis, beach volleyball, and I think those are the only 2 programs that haven't held reserved it. The other fields in town don't get reserved as much, so that's something maybe we can look more focused in with outdoor programs instead of indoor programs. Something I wanted to bring up with the committee as well is we have so many contracts, but I feel like we're not keeping up with our end of the deal with contracts because we're running out of space. So I didn't know if, that's why I kind of want to add contracts in August to talk to the committee to see, here's all the contracts we have. If we don't have the space for it, is this the time that we just tell these programs, I'm sorry, we can hold off on a contract with you until town hall is rebuilt? I just feel truly bad for programs who keep getting bumped, canceled, because CROA meetings take priority. What we are trying to review internally with management is we're picking 2 specific dates, whether it's Mondays and Wednesdays, and those are only meeting days, so we won't book anyone in those locations. So that way, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays is guaranteed space, so no one gets bumped. And if there's like a covenants meeting or whatnot, they have to be here at Island Village. So that's something that we're trying to review internally, but There's some programs I feel so bad, we're not even getting a great 20%. If they have a flat rate, we are decreasing it with projects or cancellations. So that's just something I kind of wanted to bring up for August, to see all these amazing groups, like we had 3 proposals coming in, which is fantastic. But it's like we're running out of space. So that's just something I wanted to talk to the committee about.
Well, are we gonna have a new, clubhouse in phase 2?
Did they start it?
There is gonna be a new clubhouse.
Yeah, there is, but did they
It's gonna
start
be,
it?
No, it's only A is being worked on, there's homes at this moment.
Because I saw,
If
yeah,
you look at the videos that are on
I was
YouTube,
looking,
you'll
because
see
it's clubhouse.
nothing.
Because it's
Yeah,
gonna be a
so-
nice clubhouse.
It's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be like a breezeway that you have here on the left side, it's gonna be like a small room, I believe it's like this size, and a gym attached to it with a porch. Across where our gym is now, it's gonna be more like a clubhouse feel, like Artisan, where it's 2 separate rooms that you can book. So there's gonna be more space, more indoor
But
space.
that's still over a
For-
year away.
Yes, yeah. So it's hard to have folks present and like, I don't even have space, so.
Do you ever think about doing anything at the North Village Pavilion, since that's got the cover on it?
So North Village, that's where we have RC Fit Boot Camp, Ryan Clark, Celebration Dog Training, Melania is over there.
I used to have Zumba, but,
Zumba used to be over there, yeah.
but it's too loud.
Too loud, so
Oh, too
the
loud,
residents
yeah.
that live out there, it's any kind of noise, birthday parties, there's already concerns. So we try our best not to book as many people at North Village Pavilion, unless it's like a resident, party. So.
Yeah, we see that, but I don't live there,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem maybe when you're
Right,
there.
Also to registering the parties, I wanna revisit.
okay. Do you want to explain that more in detail to the
Sure.
committee?
At the current moment, if you look in your new resident handbook, it does say that we have to, if there's gonna be a large party, it doesn't even say large, residents should register their party with town hall. It lets people know that something's going on there, number one, who is responsible if they leave a mess? And not so there's too many things going on at the same time. Nobody's gonna ask you for a down payment or deposits, it's just who is responsible if there's a mess left. And
At the
then
pool. Broken.
at the pool, at the park, wherever they, over here, wherever the case may be, that it's not a rentable space.
It seems to me if you have people checking IDs, maybe that person could just write down the name of that person.
All they have to do is call town hall, say, I'm gonna have a party.
But no one's gonna do that.
That's what you do. It already is.
Right, but the people who do it aren't gonna be there. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it would make more sense if you went and said, this is the person having a party, write their name down. If there's a
Well, that's
mess, you
very
could
true.
go back to them
No, no, no,
afterwards and
I
some
get it.
more.
I
issue.
totally agree, if somebody has a party, but then you're putting the onus on Mayberry or the monitors. Take down this information and gather, somebody's gonna say, well, I'm not gonna leave my address or anything.
Yeah,
I mean, we've had incidences over here. I mean, my famous one is somebody had a baby reveal, and the entire pool area was coated in pink powder. That
Yeah.
the monitors had to spend 2.5 hours cleaning up.
right, but I think
And
what
no
you're
one's
doing
success.
adds another sort of area of red tape, it adds more work for Grand Manners, and no one's gonna do it.
Sign up sheet.
But no one's gonna do it. It's like it doesn't solve the problem
I
of the
say we
person
give
going.
it a try, it's already in the handbook, it's already instituted as a policy.
Mhm.
So if
People
so
just
you're
have to
saying
be
if
made
there's,
So it's already in there, but people aren't
Yes.
following it.
Yes,
Right, so then people aren't gonna follow it.
because people don't
You
read the
can't-
handbook,
Exactly.
but people,
So that's why I'm thinking, I think you should look for
This
other
is
solutions that,
lack of knowledge does not excuse breaking the law, so to speak.
right, but
But a
right,
police officer will tell you that.
writing the law
If you
twice
inform-
doesn't make
if
it
you
more enforceable.
inform
You know what I mean?
the
Yeah,
community
yeah.
that this is something to be done, then hopefully more people will adhere to it.
How has it been, I still get pictures, people don't realize I'm not on the board anymore, don't send me pictures on Saturdays. How has it been at Heritage in the back, where they always have the inflatables blown up?
Well, that you can't bring equipment like that without registering, not
Well, I
registering.
know that.
Like,
But how is it that some people do it?
well, so our park monitor is gonna check this. And they are told that if you see a bounce house that's not on your checklist, they're not meant to be there and they have to leave.
And they have been, because I was at
Yeah.
a party at North Village and they asked for proof. They walked right up to the people hosting it and, yeah.
And also would alleviate, will be, non-resident parties.
Yeah.
In Spring Lake in particular. If there's 50+ people and they leave a ridiculous mess, not only in the lawns, but in the pools.
Yep.
And who's paying for it? No one.
Are we planning, I don't think if it's our recommendation, I can't remember if Mayberry falls under, it's probably not us. But I know that they were increased in how many we had for the summer. Will it be extended? Because I do think it's done a good job. But I know it's very costly as well.
Right.
It was 80-something K to.
As the rec committee, you're more than welcome to make recommendations. It's something that we can review. I know they are going through a budget, this budget season right now. They're only extended until August 17th as of right now. Danny and I have a meeting with Mayberry tomorrow, so we may find out more information.
Has there been any issues with them? Have they been doing what they're supposed to do?
At the beginning, there was a few hiccups, because I think there was some confusion. But Danny has been meeting with Mayberry and we haven't had any issues. It seems like residents are focused more on the Mayberry number than our park monitor number, which is great, because if there's major concerns where you feel uncomfy, please call Mayberry.
Yeah.
But do you want to chime in on that?
So what really helps a lot, I don't have the numbers with me, but I did ask for a report on how many calls they get. And the little glimpse I saw that their residents are utilizing that number.
Good.
So it does help a lot, because one of the complaints that we've received was, why can't I get the park monitors here on time? I'm sorry, we have one park monitor, and I've been sitting here talking to you guys about, you know what, we're just spread thin. If you're all the way in North Village, you can't rush over here to Island Village.
No, especially if I'm in the middle of doing something, that's your job.
So this helps a lot. We don't have a number for the park monitors. It's only for, like, if you rented Island Village, you need, like, oh, the power went out, call this number. But it's not a number that we post out and about, because when I was a park monitor and that number was out, I was called to say, hey, somebody's riding their bikes in Spring Park, I rush over, there's no one riding on motorcycles. But they just want to see how long it took me to get here. So that's why we kind of get ready, yeah. But it helps a lot having this group. It is, because my park monitors can still focus on caller IDs, but they can also focus on something else. If they see Mayberry, okay, good, I'm gonna go do my other task now. So it does help, especially with that call site.
Also for the fact even having them drive around, I find the kids, at least in Island Village, are not driving their electric bikes quite as crazy. I mean, maybe because we are super wide open, it's just right down the boulevard. But it seems better.
Is there a specific time that is, like, for extended wise?
So if I were to say, I really think it's around holidays that we have so many people who come in to town.
Right.
And so knowing that Halloween's on a Friday and people are gonna be coming around that whole week, I do think that there are times where it's just a lot of people trying to, and everything's beautiful, like, so, and we've created a welcoming, open town. So it also is around like the school breaks or, when probably when the colleges are like out for Christmas for like the month, that's, that's where I would see, the need, but it's just
bring that up.
if they can't extend it to the capacity that it's at, but it's working, we also have more people are moving in.
Yes.
And they're moving in to be full-time residents, they're not leaving for part of the year, so the volume is not just school related, so.
I know there's been some issues that I have to address at tomorrow's meeting with them, but so far it's been positive. I mean, I live here too, I live by Spring Park, so I was at the playground, that's always been busy with people. And my family, we were there, and then 3 times they stopped by. It was my park monitors and Mayberry. Everyone knew. They got the message. Yeah. And then people who knows who, they walked off. So,
Because nobody minds showing what they need.
No.
We encourage it.
And I do think it's deterred. When I'm going for like a late evening walk,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing teenagers at the playground at the park. I do think it's deterring,
You're not seeing
not
them
seeing
anymore.
it.
so,
Because it was like,
Yeah.
you know, you go and you walk the playground to make sure there's not beer cans or whatever up on the climbing structure, but you're not seeing it as much because they are stopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
So it's working.
That's something that we'll find out more information tomorrow, so we'll share it at the August meeting as well. During Parks and
The
Rec.
e-bikes, I know we don't have any jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel bad for the golf, I feel bad for the golf course. I'm up very early
Yeah, that's-
most mornings and I see,
This morning this morning,
not this morning, but one of the mornings this week, I was up very early and you could see
The tracks.
like,
especially with the rain, the way it's been raining.
yeah, so
That
it's
just
deep
makes makes the tracks even worse.
Yes, indeed. All right,
So I'll probably add, so I have the contracts, tennis contract, pickleball, review the guest pass policy, registering parties, and then we'll both follow up with the Mayberry extension for holidays and breaks.
And then if it fell under us, the rates, at some point later in the year, looking at the rates for rental, was that on
Yes,
our-
that actually falls underneath us. We looked at the rates, was it last year, I want to say? 2023. They were finalized for the 2024 year. We had pushback that we were too expensive. However, now people are more comfortable with
oh, yeah.
the rates that this room is actually getting booked more. This was kind of hesitant, this room. Are you looking at potentially the rates of like increasing? Or, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
I would say, I see how often Heritage is used. I
Yes.
see how much, and it's for various events, so I'm not saying it needs to always be booked, but of course, we have beautiful space, it's a source of, potential source of income.
okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's something as this committee, you are welcome to review the rates too, so. We can definitely get that on too.
okay, anything else?
For the programs, I don't know what kind of reporting we get now, but I would like to look at what kind of report, like, you know, for the example, what was the STEM program?
Yep.
You know, for all these programs, I think they should have to report something, I don't know, quarterly or every 6 months of like, how many people are in it? What the revenue is, what percentage are in celebration, residents versus non-residents. Just to figure that out, just so that we can get a sense of, again, especially if we're running out of room and
Yeah.
there's 3 kids in Spark Grounds, that might be a program,
Absolutely.
you know, and I don't know what kind of reporting we have now, but I think that might be something to discuss.
Well,
just to
they
get
do
look at.
have, they have to have a certain percentage.
Yes, and I'll add the contracts on August
Yeah.
meeting, so we can go in detail, because we do get reports, so when it's their contract extension time or review to approve, we'll let you know this is how much, revenue we receive, this is the average number of participants. But we do ask, some programs vary, if they have like a season, for example, like Marco, I'm only picking on you because you're here.
Yeah.
I'll ask for it like per season, can you give me the roster instead of once a month, while other programs, I ask once a month for the roster. But we do get a roster of residents versus non-residents.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so maybe if we could just look at that report sometime and see if there's other information you'd like or how to look at it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's always been a thing, a big deal.
And to that point, I guess if you're thinking like a Spark is only having 3 people show up, I guess, do we have programs that they're not being utilized or?
We do have some programs that don't have the numbers that we would like to see. They've just been here for a while. So it's hard because you want to make sure they're successful, but it also accommodates, it's only residents, you know what I mean? So it's finding the best location for them
Yeah.
to do this, you know?
But it's like a 50-person room and 3 people. showing up.
Absolutely, yeah,
Then you could have something else, there seem to be
Of
people
course.
moving in.
Yeah, and do we have the capability to say, I'm terribly sorry, it's not working out, the program's gonna be canceled?
well, that's why we have clubs where it's like, maybe you could do it once a month to show like, not all the facilities were just focused on money, because I know that was, last year, we were more focused on hidden numbers, and we kind of got pushed back for that, so that's why we have to make sure that there's some facilities that we can offset it or just provide a complimentary stuff.
Is
And then we go back to
the room
That's
in
town hall.
the North Village Pavilion being utilized anymore?
So right now, it's gonna be a storage room. 'Cause we're gonna be putting all of our stuff in there while town hall is being renovated. But the goal is in the future to redo the floors, and that could be an actual additional space.
Space.
Yeah. You just need to add an additional door, because there's a safety issue for fire.
And Georgetown never, the clubhouse at Georgetown, there's no relationship with them, right?
No.
No, okay. Because that's a nice space.
So for at least Georgetown or Artisan, we can like focus more on like a pop-up, like if it's like a one-day thing.
Well, you have a relationship with Artisan.
We do,
You don't have
yes.
it in Georgetown.
But if we don't have space for programs, I do refer them to Artisan and see if they have space or different locations, like Danny does that all the time too. So.
All right, okay, all right, so we have no member comments?
I have one comment. And please, I want to this comment go to the meeting notes. It's a huge compliment to the Parks and Rec staff. I've been with them for several months, day by day. They are amazing, working under the heat, under the rain, under the storms, dealing with nasty people, trespassers, bad residents, taking care of the whole thing, including accommodating all the partner programs in different location without a location. So they are doing like magic. Like we have Arthur Gibbs, Zumba, the AA, all of them that they fit, they accommodate all of them well. Besides this is dealing with landscape, security people. It's huge, it's a huge compliment. I want to go to the notes. I'll do the same for the Crow Board members meeting because they are saving tons of money for the residents.
So thank you, Mr. John. And thank you.
They are carrying stuff, moving back and forth, sometimes with their own cars. It's
They're great.
outstanding.
Who are they? Like generally, like are they, is it?
Stand up, take it
Are there like vendors in particular too that you wanna call out, or is this?
No, it's just the stuff, I've been with them every single day, mornings and afternoons, sometimes evening nights. So
And
we can see them
weekends.
sometimes 11 o'clock breaking down the tents, raining or whatever, smiling.
25th anniversary for the tavern.
Yeah.
What time did you get out of there that night?
Oh, man.
Oh, no,
You and
I,
Allison.
well, it was pouring, it was
That
bad rain.
that
so-
goes beyond the professional.
Above and beyond.
Beyond then.
Like you would not believe her and Allison.
And troopers.
I don't have the right.
I don't know. With Allison and Vicky.
But,
They don't leave stuff for the next day, they don't leave in the street, they don't leave in the car, and they just go to the end.
Absolutely, they're troopers. I'll say it a million times.
appreciate that. But the guys on the team.
It should be safe. Thank you.
Okay, and on that note, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Good job, Catherine. We have
Thanks, Kevin.
before 8.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Um,